As the man attempted to continue his violence, a grotesque spiral-faced creature's limb suddenly lashed out and tore through his body. The one-eyed woman stood composed, effortlessly controlling the monster with a single command. Screams of pain echoed as two witnesses froze in place, stunned by the unnatural force that had just saved them. Blinded by rage, the man charged toward the one-eyed woman, but a swift counter struck back with overwhelming force. In an instant, he was hurled high into the air, his body slammed away, sending shockwaves through the ground and drawing terrified screams from the others. The man groaned in agony, staring at his severed arm as blood seeped through the flowers. The one-eyed woman calmly stepped closer, her cold gaze piercing him as she asked if he still wished to fool around, a final warning laced with authority. Fear grips everyone as the dying man writhes in his own blood. Suddenly, the young girl screams and dashes away in tears. The one-eyed woman watches her calmly, warning that the path she's running toward is perilous. Consumed by despair, the girl runs into the lake, choosing to die in a normal's way, by drowning. But the water here is unnatural. Her body won't float, she can't swim, and panic sets in as she starts to choke, her body slowly sinking into the strange, dark depths. Beneath the lake's surface, the girl finds herself surrounded by horrific figures, decaying corpses and twisted creatures that once were human. Her wide eyes freeze in terror. Meanwhile, at the shoreline, he realizes she hasn't resurfaced. Amid his hesitation, he recognizes that if he doesn't act now, she's as good as dead. As he hesitates to dive in, the one-eyed woman warns him that without a boat, he'll sink too. This place isn't ordinary, it's a purification ground for tainted souls. The dying man screams in despair, questioning the madness. With a piercing gaze, she calmly explains, this is a cleansing, meant for people like him. The wounded man is confused when called impure, but the one-eyed woman calmly urges him forward. She raises her massive scythe and explains that death would restore his body. His choice is clear, embrace death and be purified, or remain trapped in agony. As the other impure man flees in desperation, the one-eyed woman turns her gaze to the next man. With a cold stare, she repeats the question, "What will you do?" The tension escalates as he freezes, realizing this question may determine his fate. He realizes there is no escape from this place. Haunting memories of his past resurface, social pressure and his own fatal mistake that brought him here. With renewed resolve, he steps forward, knowing the only choice left is to keep moving, toward an inescapable fate. With resolve hardened, he runs with all his strength across the field of flowers, screaming as if to defy the fear and hopelessness consuming him. There's no turning back now, only one path remains, even if he has no idea what awaits at the end. As he runs away, she gives a faint smile, murmuring that it's a good choice. Moments later, the scenery shifts dramatically, he now finds himself in a dark, twisted forest, surrounded by spiraling roots and eerie trees. Breathing heavily, he realizes this place holds new, unknown dangers. Deep within the eerie forest, he spots a strange, thin figure standing still with a spear. Heart pounding, he hides behind a tree and assesses the situation. The figure hasn't noticed him yet, and since it's alone, he starts weighing his options. Should he sneak past, take it from behind, or abandon this path for safety? He begins to panic, realizing his previous tactic only worked because a karma was there. He's overwhelmed by the thought that the earlier monster might still be lurking, or more enemies and traps may be hidden nearby. Crippled by fear and convinced he can't handle the Guardian, he chooses to take a detour for the sake of survival. As he attempts a detour, he accidentally steps on a branch, creating a sharp snapping sound. The noise immediately catches the attention of the previously dormant Guardian. The tension spikes as the two lock eyes, the Guardian remains still, yet the atmosphere grows increasingly ominous, as if disaster is moments away. The snap of a branch triggers a deadly response. One of the Guardians suddenly reveals its horrific form, mouth wide open with razor-sharp fangs. Gripped by terror and adrenaline, he sprints away with a scream, desperate to escape the looming danger that now seems inevitable. Overwhelmed by fear, he keeps repeating "run" in his mind as he dashes forward. But without noticing, he steps into a hidden crevice among the tangled roots. His foot gets trapped and he stumbles. In a panic, he struggles to pull it free, but something beneath grips him tightly. He's stuck, unable to pull his leg out of the hole that has ensnared him. As he struggles to free his trapped leg, a gaunt and terrifying creature suddenly appears behind him, lifting a spear. He freezes mid-crawl, sensing the danger looming over him. The creature's eerie, hollow face closes in. Deep inside, he mutters to himself, "Ah, I knew it." Overwhelmed by fear and despair, he softly pleads for the creature to stop. A crushing realization dawns on him: no matter how many times he tries, he cannot reach the summit by his own abilities. As the spear is raised, his mind fills with the certainty of failure, and a deadly strike comes crashing down. Just as the creature is about to strike, a sudden blow crashes into its back, violently crushing its shoulder. The monster recoils and attempts to turn, but someone is already gripping its head tightly. Moments ago on the brink of despair, stares in disbelief at the scene unfolding before him. With brutal force, a ponytailed old man smashes the creature's head using a large club, sending its body flying as blood splatters everywhere. His movements are swift, precise, and merciless. He stands frozen, face spattered with blood, eyes wide open as he witnesses the violent scene unfold. A new creature emerged from the mist, clutching the severed head of the previous monster. Its body was gaunt and scarred, yet it walked with intention. He froze in panic, ready to flee, assuming it was another threat. But the figure stopped, confused, lifting its eyes toward him. Just as the tension reached its peak, a little girl stepped out from behind the roots, staring calmly, as if the entire situation was already under control. The little girl stepped forward calmly, holding a long spear, staring directly at him. The terrifying creature beside her stood still, showing no signs of aggression. With ease, the girl walked past it and turned to face him, who was frozen in shock and confusion. His expression twisted into disbelief as he realized that the new presence, so mysterious and sudden, was just a little girl.